Air coolers. Air coolers are the most common and budget-friendly type of CPU coolers. They work by pulling heat away from the CPU using a metal heat sink and then dissipating it through a fan. The heat sink, usually made of aluminum or copper, absorbs the heat from your CPU and the fan blows it away from the cooler. They're reliable, easy to install, and require very little maintenance. However, large air coolers can be bulky, which sometimes causes clearance issues with RAM or small PC cases. Still, for most gamers and casual users, air coolers are more than enough. Tower coolers. Tower coolers are a type of air cooler that stands vertically inside your case. They often have one or two large fans and heat pipes that move heat from the CPU up through the fins. Because of their large surface area, tower coolers perform much better than basic stock coolers. But since they're tall, make sure your case has enough room to fit one. A popular example is the Cooler Master Hyper 212 or the Noctua NH-D15, both known for excellent performance. Low-profile coolers. Low-profile air coolers are smaller versions designed for compact PCs or HTPCs. They sit close to the motherboard and don't take much vertical space. They're perfect for small form factor builds but can't handle heavy overclocking or high-end CPUs because of limited cooling capacity. Stock coolers. Stock coolers come free with your CPU, like AMD's Wraith Stealth or Intel's Laminar series. They're decent for normal tasks like web browsing, office work, or light gaming. But if you're running heavy workloads, upgrading to an aftermarket cooler is a smart move. AIO or all-in-one liquid coolers. AIO coolers use liquid instead of air to transfer heat away from the CPU. They have three main parts: a water block that sits on the CPU, pump that circulates liquid, and a radiator with fans that release the heat. Because liquid transfers heat faster than air, AIOs provide excellent cooling and a sleek look. You can find them in different sizes like 120mm, 240mm, or 360mm radiators, depending on how much cooling you need. But keep in mind they're pricier than air coolers and can sometimes fail if the pump dies or leaks. Custom water cooling. Unlike AIOs, custom water cooling loops are fully customizable. You can design your own setup with tubes, water blocks, reservoirs, and radiators. They look amazing and offer the best cooling performance possible, even for overclocked CPUs and GPUs. But they're also expensive, complex, and require regular maintenance, so they're mostly used by enthusiasts or PC modders. Passive coolers. Passive coolers don't have any fans at all. They rely purely on the metal heatsink to absorb and release heat. The advantage is they're completely silent, but they can't handle high-performance CPUs. You'll find them in fanless PCs, media centers, or industrial computers, where quiet operation is more important than raw performance. GPU coolers. Now, it's not just CPUs that need cooling. GPUs also have their own cooling systems. The most common ones are open-air coolers, blower-style coolers, and liquid-cooled GPUs. Open-air GPUs use multiple fans that push hot air inside the case, so you'll need good airflow. Blower-style GPUs have one fan that pushes hot air out of the back of the case, perfect for compact builds. But liquid-cooled GPUs use AIO or custom water blocks for top-tier performance and aesthetics. Peltier or TEC coolers. These are experimental or enthusiast-level coolers that use thermoelectric cooling to move heat using electricity. They can get CPUs extremely cold, even below ambient temperature, but they're very power-hungry and expensive. You'll rarely see them outside of hardcore overclocking setups. Phase change and Subzero coolers. These are extreme cooling systems that use refrigeration-like technology to cool the CPU. They're used only for benchmarking or competitive overclocking, not for normal use. They can freeze CPUs down to -40°C or even lower, but they're noisy, massive, and incredibly expensive.
Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, because I'll be breaking down more gaming tech explained the easy way, without the boring nerd talk.